Hello, online Math 095 crew. I wanted to give you a little bit of information before the semester starts about how we will use Canvas for our course this semester. So if you are in Math 095, that means you are also in Math 115 with me, and both of those would be online in this case, completely online. So you'll have a Canvas course for Math 095 and you'll have one for Math 115. Right now we'll just focus on Math 095. When you come into Canvas, it should look pretty much like this, except perhaps without the pink outline, because I'm in student view right now. So the first thing that you'll come across will be our home page, and at the top of the home page, up in here, you will see recent announcements. And the most recent 3 announcements for our course will be located up there. You do want to keep an eye on those. I do post announcements frequently, so keep a lookout for those. Underneath the announcements, you'll find a Zoom link for student hours, also called office hours. This semester, they'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:20 to 9:20 a.m. I do have other available times, like a face-to-face option in Anna Witten Hall, and then I have some times by appointment as well. So you can find those in the syllabus. Unit 0 is available to you when Canvas opens up. Here's our tentative schedule for the semester. Here's our syllabus for the semester for Math 095. 095 is the support course for Math 115. We do things a little bit differently in Math 095 versus 115, but many things in the syllabus will be the same. I have a details assignment for you. This little rocket ship indicates there's something for you to do. And I even give you this hint that there's some free response questions in there that I need to look at and put a score on. So give me a chance to do that. The due date is down here. September 9th is the due date for that. And we can tell that this is worth 4 points. All of the assignments in Math 095 will be worth 4 points each. And at the end of the semester, we will drop the 2 lowest scores. So if you miss an assignment or don't do very well on an assignment, you have the potential to be able to drop that at the end of the semester. So Unit 1 kind of gets you up and rolling with a schedule, a syllabus, and some details. Sorry, I think I said Unit 1, and I should have said Unit 0. Unit 1 will be corresponding to the work that we do in Unit 1 in Math 115. So we're going to be doing some algebra reminders, some sequences and patterning, things like that in Unit 1. Sometimes in this class, we will do some work with how to be great college math students. And so this growth mindset assignment is intended to help with that. This assignment, some work with sequences, that is some content work. And you'll complete that through Canvas. This is a Desmos assignment. It says Math 095, Unit 1, and I wanted to show you what that will look like. If you have not used the Desmos platform before, it is free for you. It is very easy to use in most cases. It has some clunkiness occasionally, but it's pretty easy to use. I have this assignment open in another screen right now. When I look at this one, yours will look a little bit different. Like you won't see this big blue bar at the top. You'll just see this page. Sometimes there will be graphics with these, but this one is pretty plain. It's kind of toward the middle of this assignment. And one of the things that we'll need in this unit would be to know how to find a remainder if we're doing long division. And there are a variety of ways to do this, but if you would like to have a reminder on how to do that with long division, you can check this tutorial. So sometimes I leave a tutorial within this practice work. And if you were to click on that, it would open this tutorial in another window. So on the screen, I give you kind of a heads up of what we're up to. I give you a tutorial if you need it, and then I give you some practice problems to try. And because we're not going to be together, many of these will either have hints with them, or I might give you the actual answer like, hey, I get this, what did you get? Or it might be something that is self-checking like this one. If I do 1,804 and divide by 9, and let's pretend I thought the remainder was 2 when we do that. Nothing exciting happens over here in this box where it says correct. But if I get the remainder correct, then I get a green check mark. So some things in our Desmos activities will be self-checking, since we're not going to be together and you can't get that immediate feedback from me like you would be able to in a classroom setting. So one of the styles of assignments in Math 095, each unit will be to complete a Desmos activity like this. With these, I get to come in on the back end of things and I can see your responses. I can see any work that you upload. I can read your questions if you had them, and then I can provide feedback within this platform. So this is one of the ways that you and I will communicate throughout the semester. Practice on these, I give you feedback. When it's all done, and September 18th rolls around, this is a due date, I want to make sure that I've looked at everyone's work probably on September 19th, and I can put a score in the grade book for that. To get 100% on a Desmos activity, you do not have to get everything perfectly correct. My recommendation for a Desmos activity, maybe I can just open it and show you. Let's see, there we go. I give you some notes here. You do need to be logged into your Desmos account, and you'll have an account for Math 115. It's the same account. Whatever your account is, you'll use for both Math 095 and Math 115. If you're logged in, I can leave you feedback that gets stored and your progress gets saved. There is not a submit button on Desmos, which can feel a little awkward, but if you're working in there, I'm going to be able to see your work and provide feedback. If I don't see your work in Desmos, I will let you know. I'll be like, hey, where's your work? Is something going on? Okay. This is the part I was trying to get at. It is a-okay to make mistakes in this kind of activity. Mistakes are how we learn and grow. So answer the questions completely and to the very best of your ability. And even if you have some mistakes in there, you are still very likely to earn 100% on that. Okay? I have to manually put a score on these in Canvas, so that takes a little bit of time. But each time we have one of these, you'll get one of these links down here where you can go and open your own Desmos assignment. So that's how Desmos will work for us. Let me come back to the home page and scroll back down to Unit 1. All right, so the assignments with the little rocket ships, you can click on them and complete them within Canvas. Desmos gets done in the Desmos platform, and I put feedback on those by hand and transfer a score over to Canvas by hand. Pre-quiz number 1 has a little rocket ship that indicates that it gets done in Canvas. And pre-quiz number 1 is exactly the same thing that you will see in Math 115 that says pre-quiz number 1. Be sure you complete it in Math 095. Okay, if you want to use those other attempts in Math 115, that's fine, but make sure you get in here and get a great handle on the topics for unit number 1 in Math 095. One more thing about the due dates. Each of these assignments had a due date on them, and I call them target due dates when I talk to you about them. All of these need to be completed by September 21st. Our quiz number 1 opens up in Math 115 on September 22nd. So everything for Unit 1 needs to be completed prior to that point. So these are all target dates. But the very last day that you could complete this Unit 1 work would be September 21st by 11:59 p.m. Unit 2, you'll notice, looks a lot like Unit 1. It has kind of the same format. There's an assignment up here that's essentially having you reflect on what happened with quiz number 1, whatever that might have been. There is an assignment on being a great college math student, or even a great college student here, about the study cycle. There's a Desmos activity for that unit, and then pre-quiz number 2. So our units are going to look approximately like that every time. And we have 6 units this semester. If anything ever looks strange in Canvas, like the due dates don't look like they're right, or maybe Canvas isn't letting you open something, or even in Desmos, if you see a typo or you're not able to get the same answer that I do, please just send a nice email message to me letting me know, and that way I can get our classmates up to speed if there's an error on my part, or we can fix any misunderstandings that might have happened on your end as well. Okay, just send a friendly note. So that's how our homepage will work. When Canvas opens up for the semester, you will probably only be able to see units 0 and 1. Okay, I don't want to overwhelm anybody with too much stuff right in the beginning. If you wanted to check your grades, you'll head over to grades, and I don't think there's anything in here for this test student right now. There's not. So these things are sitting, waiting for test student to do some work, but you'd be able to check your grades in here. And right now there's not a total, but usually there would be. If you have some scores, it'll give you a total at the end. If anything looks strange in the gradebook, please let me know. And if you wanted to see the long list of announcements for the whole entire semester, you could click on Announcements. So this is how we will use Canvas this semester. We have a lot of stuff to do, and with us not being together, I'm going to want you to stay in very close contact, good communication with me throughout the semester. Let me know if you need anything, and I look forward to working with you.